Sunday, so you know what time it is. It's time for the Sunday setup. I am your host and chief leaper, Kathy Wright. Welcome to the Sunday setup. So glad to be here. So excited. It is the second Sunday in June. I cannot believe that we are halfway through the year, and we have been together on this podcast for about 4 months. I'm pretty excited that we're moving and grooving with our podcast. I booked a lot of guests coming up in these next few weeks, entrepreneurs, all kinds of people who are making big adjustments in their life. So I'm super excited that they're coming out. And so I'll put the new schedule up with some so that you can get it on your calendar so that you can tune in to see those different amazing guests that are coming in who are going to talk to you about continuing your journey on your life after the leap. But today I'm excited because I felt like, like we have these conversations online. I see some of you offline and we're always talking about transition and like, what are you doing? How are you, how are you keeping yourself focused as you transition and make all of these changes? And one of the things that I've been doing is reading a lot, right? And truth be told, I was taught how to speed read. And I spent a lot of my time in college and at school, like speed reading through material because I felt like I had to do that. But now I'm taking my time and enjoying many more of the things that I'm reading, and I appreciate that so much because I found this time, right? Because I took this leap. I've invested in now having time in my life to enjoy more things, and so I'm more intentional about the way that I pursue the things that I read and the things that I listen to. I listen to a lot of podcasts. One day I'm gonna have to list like all of the podcasts that I listen to, but they're all about self-improvement, staying encouraged, that kind of stuff. So I wanted to show you my latest book list and to tell you why you might consider getting some of these books. Okay, here we go. The first one. Okay, so my coach is Christy Rutherford, and she is a Napoleon Hill fanatic, right? And I'm like, the first time I heard of Napoleon Hill, again, when we was through that coaching situation, I was like, who is this old guy, like on this old recording, right? But as it turns out, Napoleon Hill was like really a man before his time in terms of how he talks about, how you think about yourself as a man thinketh, right? And, what you process in your mind, how you think about yourself, how you think about situations, it all matters and it impacts the quality of the interactions you have, the quality of the experience you have. So I have fallen in love with Napoleon Hill. And the latest book that I got, and hopefully this is not going to come around backwards. And I've got banners that are going to be coming across the bottom because I think I'm cool like that, to kind of show you which books I'm talking about. So this is, it's looking kind of foggy. But anyway, it's called Positive Influences. It's by Napoleon Hill, brand new. But it just kind of, again, it talks about Napoleon Hill. It's from Napoleon Hill, I'm sorry. And it talks about ways that you can look for positive influences in your life, how you can make those things work in your life. Anything by Napoleon Hill is typically pretty good stuff. So, and I should have capitalized his name, I'm sorry, but it's Napoleon Hill. And then this book is called Positive Influence. So it's all about wealth building. It's about things that you can do. I got to get that blur out of there. But things you can do to, again, impact your mindset and how you look at things as you move through this process of leaping. Okay. All right. Next book. I love this book. I love this book. You ever wonder how some of these families that we've heard like forever and ever, their names, how they stay wealthy? Me too. Right. How is it that they were wealthy 200-300 years ago, right? There's a lot of like social things that happened too, right? But there were also some things that were done in the financing space and in the banking space that we didn't have access to, not necessarily. So now, we need to leverage that knowledge and be able to move forward. So one of those books is called What Would the Rockefellers Do? My business partner, Lamarque Ward, hit me to this book, changed my life, right? So the Rockefellers were the first people to come up with this idea of the infinity bank. Let me put the name of the book at the bottom just in case it's looking weird. It's by Garrett Gunderson, and it's called What Would the Rockefellers Do? And it talks about how they were able to amass their wealth, and it mainly focuses on how to leverage whole life insurance to create an infinity bank for your family. Incredible stuff, incredible stuff. I encourage you to read it. Give it to your young people in your life. What Would the Rockefellers Do? It's about creating generational wealth. Okay, get that one. All right, this next one, my bestie, like hip to me to Jon Gordon, probably like, I don't know, 7, 8, 10 years ago. Jon Gordon is a fantastic speaker, motivational speaker and writer. And he wrote this book called The Energy Bus, right? The Energy Bus, I'll show you that. When you, as you're leaping, you need to be mindful of your energy and who you let in your space, right? And so the energy bus kind of helps to gives you 10 rules to fuel your life, work, and your team with positive energy. You don't want to be the energy sucker, right? You want to be the person that brings positive energy to any workspace that you're in, any relationship that you're in. So I encourage you to think about getting The Energy Bus by Jon Gordon. It's a good read. I think he's really super cool. Follow him on Twitter. He's super fun too, right? Jon Gordon, The Energy Bus. Okay. This other one, it's about like if you are starting a business and you're trying to figure out, how to make your elevator speech. How do you focus, on your marketing and your branding? This book is called The Product Is You, and it's by Mark Magnacca. Magnacca. I don't know how to say that. Anyway, his name is Mark. Anyway, The Product Is You. It's a book designed for advisors and who want to gain a competitive advantage and grow their business by building their own personal brand. So it's for a lot of, I think it was designed specifically for people who were doing like financial advice, but it's just good if you have a business and you're trying to like get clear on some of the marketing that you need to do and understanding what you need to, the power of listening, how you tie things together, all of that. I don't know why I got a scratched off lottery ticket on the page that I was on, but anyway, it's called The Product Is You. I would get it if you are opening a business, anything like that. The Product Is You by Mark Magnacca. Okay. This next one, right? I'm big into affirmations, prayer, getting clear, setting my intentions, manifestation, badass affirmations. You got to start there. This is by Becca Anderson. It's just a book full of affirmations that will help you, keep motivated as you move through your day, as you move through your year, as you move through your month. Things, it highlights, badass women like, Rosa Parks is in here, Indira Gandhi, those kind of women. And it gives you snippets about who they were, what they were like, and it gives you some affirmations to go along with it. So women, get this book, get it for your daughters. It's called Badass Affirmations. Sorry about the cursing, but I don't know. If you put it together, I don't think that's cursing, is it? I don't know. Anyway, it's by Becca Anderson. Super fun. Get this book. Okay. Last one. All right. A lot of times when you are trying to figure out, right, this leap thing, right? How you going to be, how you going to move forward, what you got to do. You got to know who you are first, right? And so in my journey, I did a lot of introspection and I participated in a lot of things to help me get more familiar with the ways that I was showing up for others, right? But I had to also find out how I was showing up for myself. So one of the things I did, you've probably seen this a million times, boop, Strength Finders, right? Strength Finders is by Tom Rath. And this one is the 2.0 version. And again, I don't know why the blurriness, but anyway, Strengths Finders is a way for you to identify what your strengths are, so that you know what your opportunities are for growth, what your weak areas are if you have any, and then to just call a thing in terms of how you might get better. Right? It's always best to try to know exactly where you're strong at, where you need some help, is so that you can get a plan together. Right? As you make these big leaps and changes in your life, you have a plan for moving forward and, again, accelerating the growth in your life by first starting with getting yourself clear, focused, and intentional because you've done the back end work to know who you are. Okay. All right. So those are the books that I would suggest. I wouldn't necessarily suggest putting scratch off lottery tickets in place of a placeholder in your book, but that's anyway. That's just me being crazy. So anyway, that is those are some things I wanted to highlight for you. I'll also put the list under the description of this video in the group. And then also I will get together that schedule, the new schedule. I'm so excited about all the cool people that are coming on. And also I'm getting some stuff together. I'm trying to get my studio together. Might be getting a little studio. Facebook monetized me, right? They monetized me on Reels, right? I'm like, what? Are they monetizing me on Reels? So I'm super excited about that. So hopefully we can continue to grow and grow the platform. And I'm so glad that you've been here from the beginning. So I appreciate you. I hope that you all have an amazing week. I hope that you pick up some of these books. And if you're not able to, that's okay. But at some point, I hope that you are engaging in some sort of time where you're quiet, you're intentional, and you're focused on your life after the leap. This has been your host and resident crazy person, Kathy Wright. Wishing everybody an amazing week, and I'll see you next time on Life After the Leap. I wanted to.